If I were you, I wouldn't have bought this. But I'm like, thank you guys, because it's because of them that the business grew and grew and grew up to where we are now.
Let me give you a scenario. You are invited to an event, but you want to look very unique and different. You want to stand out from the crowd. I know what can do that for you, your outfit. How about you go into something crochet? Today I'll be sitting down with Kala, the owner of Kala Crochet, and she'll tell us more about everything you need to know about crocheting. I'm your host, Sij, and this is Africa Speaks. Hi and welcome to Africa Speaks. Today I'm joined by a fashion designer, but she's a fashion designer with a difference, and we're going to see how she differs from other fashion designers. I'm joined by Kala Crochet Iimene, and she'll talk to us more about Kala Crochet. Hi Kala.
Hi Sylvie.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to interview you.
Thank you for having me.
All right, starting off on a lighter note, who is Kala?
Kala is a fashion designer. I'm very passionate about a lot of things. I love sports, I love art, and that is how I discovered Kala Crochet. And also I'm just someone who's just curious about what happens if I do this. And then that's how I discovered Kala Crochet. I mean, it was just a thing of passing time. I was just bored at home, then I realized I did crocheting in primary school. And then I took it up, and then a brand was born from there.
All right. So when was this brand born exactly?
It was born in 2018, but it came to life in 2019.
All right. So what gave you the delay of that 1 year?
I mean, the first year I was just figuring it out yet. I wasn't into business. I was just, let me make a top for myself. Just that. But then 2019 came, my friends are like, I want a top. And I'm like, I can actually make a business out of this. And that's how I made a business out of it.
All right. So you were talking about tops, but I have seen that you do much more than tops.
Yes.
So what services or what do you actually work on apart from the tops?
Apart from the tops, I work on basically just anything really. Jerseys, dresses, bikinis, sweaters. I make a portrait with your face using yarn and my magic. And then I also make skirts, basically just anything really.
Anything. So yes. A person can come to any design
any design. Yes. And besides just crocheting the clothing items, I also offer crocheting services such as teaching people how to crochet. And what else? Basically just that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not going to ask you to walk us through your prices, obviously, because it's a range of prices. But how, if somebody wants you to make a crochet top or anything that is crochet, how do they get in touch with you, if I should ask that?
All right. I have an Instagram page. They can find, they normally just find me there. It's Kala Crochet. And I'm also on Facebook or Twitter, and I also have a website where they can just purchase ready-made outfits.
Okay.
Most of the time, it's just word of mouth. People I've worked with previously, they just say, no, there's this girl who does this and that, and then that's how people reach me. Sometimes I'm just like, okay, and then there are calls coming in. I got your number from XYZ. You did this and this for her. I also want. Okay. Word of mouth.
So when you first started with the crocheting business, obviously in 2019, that's when you made it a business. Were people receptive to your business?
They were, and I was actually surprised because how people see crochet it's a thing for old people, True. I mean, you are just at home with your cats and then you're just crocheting. But now I'm here young, and then I'm making things that are not just, instead of just making these mittens, for example, or blankets, I'm making clothing items that they can wear on a daily basis. So yeah, it was very nice when I started. I mean, people are just, we want, and it was a surprise. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the designs. Having been crocheting for all these years, was there ever a design that you were given and it was hard, but you did pull it off?
Yeah, because when I first started, it was just basic tops, and then I think it was someone who came to me that we want. The struggle that I had was making bikinis, because then there was even a time I was just like, when I'm gonna advertise my things, I'm not gonna say I make bikinis because they are so hard. But then that's what I thought. And then I tried it out. It was, the first one was a flop. I mean, the back was too big, the front was too small. So I had to redo it over and over and over again. But then I got the hang of it, and then I realized which is actually the easiest of them all. So.
And it being the easiest, is it the most requested, or you have any other different items like that?
Surprisingly, it is the most requested. And it's even surprising to me, like people come to me in winter and are like, I want a bikini, and I'm like, what do you want a bikini for in winter? But then I'm like, I'm not gonna complain, let me just make a bikini.
So why should I complain?
Exactly. But it's the most bought item from my shop.
So you mentioned that you already have made items, but of course you also have people that come to you with their designs.
Yes.
If I want you to design or to do something for me, how many days prior should I ask you before the event if I need it for a certain event?
All right. Let me say a week prior, just to give myself time in case there's an emergency in between. But then normally it just takes a day or two to make your outfit. Yeah. So let me say a dress, I can make that in a day. But then I don't want to say order today, get it tomorrow, because what if something comes up? Now I have to say, no, I can't make it, and then you feel disappointed because I didn't deliver. So I would appreciate people just come like a week prior, and then I also just make time for them. Also because just because you came to me and like you're like, I want a dress, doesn't mean I'm going to give you a dress tomorrow, because what if I have other clients that I have to attend to? So just a week prior, then I can... then I won't disappoint.
That you won't disappoint.
Yeah.
I understand you are based in Rehoboth, and maybe most of your clientele is based in Windhoek.
Yes.
So how do you cater to the people that are in Windhoek?
All right. I just moved to Rehoboth earlier this year. So it wasn't a struggle as much, because I mean most of my clients were here, and those that are not here, let me say they're in the North Swakopmund, I'll just courier the things to them. But now that I'm based in Rehoboth, I realized that instead of just working by myself, let me hire someone else. So I have a partner, Tracy Andreas. Cheers. Tracy Andreas, I'm working with her. So she's based in Windhoek. She'll be working for me. Let me say I have orders in Windhoek. Instead of now, I work from Rehoboth, and then I send them here. She can just do it for me. So,
you mentioned that you courier some of the stuff. Let's say you courier a dress or whatever you made, and the client does not fit. So how do we work with that?
All right. What happens is they just send it back, and then I make the perfect size for them. So the cost of them sending back and forth, that's on me now, because it's my mistake. So I'll just cover for that. But it's quite easy, because if you don't fit, you just tell me how doesn't it fit? Is it too big? Is it too small? Then I'll just adjust it to the right sizes. And also to avoid that mistake, I sometimes ask people to measure themselves.
Yeah.
Because now I've been doing this for a while now. I know that if you say I'm a size 32, I know how many stitches to make. If you say I'm a 34, I know how many stitches to make.
Okay. Yeah. Of course, you have beautiful designs. One of them is the one that you're currently wearing
Thank
now.
you.
But looking at when you started in 2019 to where we are in 2023, have you seen an improvement in your craft?
I have. And I look back and I'm like, those people who bought my things in 2019, what were you thinking? Not like, what are you thinking, but like, you trusted me so much. And now I look at them. Okay, I look at the pictures that I take and I'm like, whoo. If I were you, I wouldn't have bought this. But I'm like, thank you guys, because it's because of them that the business grew and grew and grew up to where we are now. And there's really, I see a difference, like just from how the things looked and how they are now. It's a huge difference, and I'm actually just so proud of myself.
No, which is a huge difference, because I'm looking at your top right now and it's covering. Because I had this mindset that, crochet clothes, they will have holes and you're able to see my skin, but I can see that it's a totally different concept.
It also just depends on the type of stitch I use, or the type of pattern I use, and the type of hook I use as well. Because some patterns, obviously you'll have some holes in them, but then some different patterns, you don't see anything.
Yeah.
And that's what people fail to understand also, because they're like, I want, but then what if my butts are showing? And I'm like, they won't show if you don't want them to show. Just tell me what you want, and then I'll make it like exactly how you want it. I know what to do.
For it not to.
Yeah, the pattern to use, the crochet hook to use, and then you'll be sorted.
Now, you said you have perfected your craft. To perfect your craft, was it like, did you have to enroll in a course somewhere, watch videos somewhere? How did you perfect your craft? Or is it just yourself saying, I need to better myself, I need to try this?
It was just practice, because I believe practice makes perfect. And that's what I also just tell the people who come to me. They're like, I want to crochet, and then I'm like, okay, I can teach you, but then they're like, will I actually catch up? And I'm like, yes, you have to, because once you leave my house after you've come for crochet lessons, when you go back, you have to practice. That's how you just perfect your art.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you're talking about the lessons now. Is it just one-on-one, or do you also offer workshops?
The first time I taught people, it was a workshop of 5 ladies. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's quite a lot.
It was a workshop of 5 ladies. We did 5 hours, and so far 2 of them have businesses. And I'm like, wow, okay, you guys came. I was like, because actually the first one that came to me, I was still in my prime, so to say. Yeah, so to say. And then even when I was teaching you, I'm like, I'm teaching you, yes, but I'm also not confident, because I'm still not there yet. But then she has a business now, Dolly Crochet.
So Kala Crochet, it is your business, but I know this is not your full-time. Are you full-time employed? Do you have a full-time job?
Yes, I'm a teacher. I'm an English teacher in Rehoboth.
Okay, so how do you navigate the two, having time to teach and also having time for your business?
Right now, I mean, yes, teaching is my big bread. Like, I also just make time for my business, because I cannot abandon that. That's my baby, so I just have to make time for her. So after school, I have to make, let me say, crochet one top at least, because now I need to I have to split my time now. It's not just fully Kala Crochet. So I just split my time. I have to make maybe something for Kala Crochet, and then back to work. But I'm still just kind of adjusting to it, because I just started teaching earlier this year, and
so
I'm still sort of like getting used to my schedule of working and handling Kala Crochet.
So meaning when you were studying, you were already with Kala Crochet?
Yes.
So you were navigating the two. Don't you think it's more challenging now being a student and running a business in comparison to being a teacher?
I feel like it was much easier for me when I was just a student. I don't know how, but I feel like it was just easier. Because, okay, see, when COVID came, school was online, so it was, I'm attending school on my laptop. I felt like it was much easier that time. And now, I have 8 hours of work, and then when I come back home, I'm kind of tired, what. So it's kind of struggle now. I feel like it was much better when I was a student.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, with Kala Crochet, being an entrepreneur, what are some of the challenges that you think you have faced in the business yourself, and how have you overcome those challenges, if you have overcome them?
The challenge is just people trusting you with their money, because they're like, are you actually a real person? Because there are pages on Facebook or Instagram, I mean, they look genuine, but then you send your money and then you never hear from them. So it's just that thing of, can he trust you? But then the thing is, I tell them that your deposit is basically just you paying for your material cost, for example, and also just security for me as well, because I mean, what if you say I want a dress, let me say it's $500, you want a dress, and then I spend money on it, I spend time on it, later on I'm like, your dress is ready, but John, you're like, I changed my mind, and then what happens now? But now if you pay your 50% deposit at least, I will have the security that you will come back for it, and you also have the security that you will get your dress because you paid for it. Another challenge is just it's how do I say, being compared to other people. They're like, why are you now charging, let me say, $200 for a top that I can get for $50 from XYZ Crochet? And I'm like, it's just we are different people.
Yeah.
The time I put in may not be the same time as she put in. And the skill that I have may not be compared to what she has.
Which is true.
So it's just the comparison of people
People
come.
comparing you. But you have a good clientele, right?
I
Even
do.
though
I would like to believe so.
you'd like to believe so.
Yeah.
So where do you see Kala Crochet? What is your vision for your business?
The vision for my business is I want to have a shop, like a walk-in store, with just stocked with Kala Crochet, bikinis on the other side, dresses on the other side, shoes, because I also make shoes, macrame shoes, but it's not Kala Crochet, but it's me.
What shoes?
Macrame. It's the same technique, so to say, with crocheting, but it's a much more advanced one.
But it's shoes for big
Shoes.
people.
Anyone.
Not like for babies that
Anyone.
they wear like the
Nah, not
stockings.
those ones, like real shoes.
Okay, you give us a picture of it so that we display it for people to understand. Because I don't even understand
Okay.
the type of shoes that you are talking about. But you say that you have someone right here in Windhoek. I forgot his name. Something
Trecia.
Trecia Andreas. Did she study it? Was she a student of yours, or is it just someone that you found that also has a passion for crocheting?
It's just someone I found who has a passion for crocheting. I mean, I just put out an advert, and then they had to send me motivational letters of why they feel like I need to employ them, and then she came out. So that's how I got here.
Okay. So have you ever exported your goods outside Namibia?
I haven't, but then I have been approached by international people, and I'm just like, I want, but then the thing is, I feel like with Nampost, the costs are just too high, because now imagine they only want a $170 top, but they have to pay $500 for delivery or for shipping.
Yeah.
So it's just a thing that sets me back, like, okay, I can, but then are you willing to pay $500 for shipping alone, and I'm just spending $100 on a top?
Which is so true.
Which is so...
So for now, we're just keeping it local.
Just keeping it local, but then it's another dream of mine to just have international purchases and so forth.
Because you're talking about crocheting now, and I'm sure there are people who are watching this outside Windhoek, and they would love to get lessons from you. Have you ever maybe thought of branching out with your workshops outside Windhoek and Rioboth, outside Windhoek and Rioboth?
Yeah, I have, but then how can I say this? I'm mostly just based in Windhoek, and when I go home, that is the north now. It's
just
there
for work, né?
Not really. It's not really for work. But I mean, if I could get someone who wants lessons, maybe let me say in Ondangwa, I can do that. But it's not a thing. I just feel like it's critical
For now.
For now.
So, but maybe in the near future.
In the near future. But the thing is, I've thought of online lessons.
Okay.
So maybe if, let me say, they're in Soccer Moon, they're like, I want lessons, then you can just set up a Zoom meeting, for example. The classes begin, then they're good to go. Because crocheting is not difficult.
Yeah, because I want to ask, how long maybe will it take me if I were to take up these lessons?
Most of these people just take 2 hours.
Oh.
2 hours and you're sorted. There are only a few things that you need to learn. Slip stitch, single crochet, double crochet. Now I'm speaking in language.
Yeah, language that I don't understand.
But those are the few things you need to know. And once you know those things, you know how to increase, decrease, then you're good to go. Basically, that is all you need. And from there, it's just practice. Practicing on what you already know. So yeah. And also when they come to my lessons, I don't say, today I'm going to teach you how to make a dress. I teach them the very basics. The basics that once they know that, they can make a bikini, they can make a dress, they can make a sweater, because it's basically simple things. Yeah.
You're a young lady who's an entrepreneur, of course, and I want you to speak to someone, being young, old, I don't know, but there are people who are really aspiring to be business people in different areas. So what do you have to say to someone who wants to start a business, but right now they're just like, I'm afraid to start and they can't do it? What do you have to say to someone? You can talk to them in that camera.
Right. Hi there. Anyways, if you want to start a business, I mean, I know it kind of sounds cliche when I just say start, but you just have to start, because you may be afraid of, what if people don't receive my business the way I picture it, the way I picture people to receive it. But then how will you know they are not going to receive your business if you don't even try? So the good thing for you to do is just start, and then just keep working hard on what you want. And you must just, you must believe in yourself also, because you can't say I want to start making cakes, for example. I want to bake, I want to do this, but then when you are advertising your things, you don't even have the confidence in what you are selling. I mean, you are selling cake, but then you're like, people actually, but now you are doubting yourself. So why must you doubt yourself? Just work hard, believe in yourself, just put yourself out there. It can be hard and scary sometimes, but then you gotta do it anyways, because it's what you want.
Exactly, you gotta do it anyways. As we are rounding up, I just want to ask, maybe there's some information that I should have asked you, but I omitted to ask you, that you feel that is very relevant to this interview.
If you want crochet lessons from me, you can find me on Instagram _.kala.crochet._ or Twitter, it's Kala_Pungame, or you can call me 081-43-84483. Basically, yes.
Okay. Before I let you go, what are some of the payment modes or payment methods that you use at Kala Crochet?
I accept all payment methods, whichever is convenient to the client. I can't say don't send me an e-wallet. I mean, they can. It's whatever they are comfortable with.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right. And my very last question to you is, how has Kala Crochet changed your life?
Ooh. It's a thing of just that financial freedom. Like, I don't have to trouble my mother about, I need electricity, I need food. I mean, I can sort that out for myself. And also the thing of my siblings as well. I can say $200 for you, $200 for you. It's just it's just that freedom. Like, now I feel like I'm also just helping my parents out, because instead of them sending to my siblings, I can just let me cover them.
Aww.
So it's thank God for that.
Yeah, financial freedom.
Financial freedom, yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for, as I said, for giving us the opportunity to include you in season 5 of Africa Speaks. And we really, really wish you all the best with Kala Crochet. And hopefully in the near future, we'll walk into your shop and I say, I interviewed that girl.
I'll be happy to assist you.
All right, folks, that's all we had for you today on Africa Speaks as we sat down with Kala. Please don't forget to subscribe on Henok TV. From Message, it's goodbye.